The Sith and Jedi orders have always been connected. It seems as though the Jedi and Sith are outright incapable of coexisting peacefully. As the two orders constantly collide, they inevitably mingle with one another, and while some Sith may be exposed to the light, the same occurs for some unfortunate Jedi. Today, I would like to count down 7 powerful and established Jedi that fell into the lull of power and gave into the dark side and abilities for either obtaining power for power's sake or for some ultimately misguided purpose. Number 7, Darth Krayt. Darth Krayt at the time, named Asherad Het, served as a faithful Jedi during the Clone Wars conflict. Although he had his fair share and run-ins and close calls with the dark side, he always managed to overcome them. Het's pull to the dark side seemed to stem from a lust for revenge rather than power at first, and to compensate for this, Het underwent special training under the Jedi Master referred to as the Dark Woman to quell his inner aggression. After the Jedi Order fell and Order 66 was enacted, however, Het lost his way. For several years, Het became a bounty hunter as he had managed to survive the Great Jedi Purge. However, one day, Het discovered an ancient Sith temple, and his lust for revenge again returned. This time, the targets for his revenge were the current reigning Sith Lords in Darth Sidious and Darth Vader, as Het rightfully blamed them for the loss of his once cherished Jedi Order. Because of this, Het agreed to undergo training conducted by an ancient Sith spirit. Unfortunately for Het, when he exited the temple prepared to destroy Vader and Sidious, he discovered a Jedi named Luke Skywalker had already done so. Again disillusioned, Het ventured to unknown space to find either peace or death. But Het found neither. Instead, he was captured and tortured until finally being abandoned fully. Here, Het embraced his hatred and pain and completely gave himself to the dark side of the Force, claiming the title of Darth Krayt and escaping to a destiny that would one day see him rule the galaxy as the One Dark Lord. Number 6, Darth Revan. Revan's path to the dark side did not begin as a quest for power. Rather, as a Jedi, Revan refused to sit by and watch innocents die by the millions as Mandalorians attacked the Outer Rim worlds. Still considering himself a Jedi after several years of war, Revan came to the chilling realization that his time as a commander had changed him, and not for the better. Revan enjoyed the art of war, and worse, he was good at it. This is what led him down a Darth path, even after defeating the Mandalorians. After his victory, Revan refused to rest, instead becoming obsessed with hunting down and eliminating the mysterious figure he believed was behind the war. Eventually discovering this figure was the Emperor of the survived Sith Order, Revan was shown a power he had never experienced before. Being forcefully turned to the dark side by the Sith Emperor via mental manipulation, Revan again discovered he enjoyed the power. Despite breaking free from the Emperor, Revan continued his attempted conquest of the Republic as a Dark Lord, enamored by his new abilities. However, as is the way of the Sith, his apprentice Malak betrayed him, firing upon his flagship and resulting in Revan's memory being lost. If this event had not occurred, the galaxy may have appeared much different under the fist of Lord Revan. Before we continue with the rest of the list, I want to thank the sponsor for this video, the Star Wars trading card game. By supporting the sponsor of this video, it allows me to produce better videos more often. Join the Star Wars Trader Card app completely free using the link in the description below. Now is the perfect time to get into trading Star Wars cards, as to celebrate Star Wars Celebration, the app has new, exclusive Celebration content and cards. The Star Wars Card Trader has always been phenomenal at keeping up with all the new canon cards, and I can't wait to see what types of exclusive content and new cards they have in honor of Celebration. As I said, it's completely free to download, and you can chat and trade with your friends to see who has the rarest cards out of all of your collections, who has the most Kylo Rens, and who has the rarest Darth Vader. The card trader is also great at dealing out information on some of the most obscure Star Wars characters. At least several times a day, I stumble upon a character I've never even seen before and become compelled to learn as much as I can about them. The link to download, again completely free of charge, is at the top of the description, so feel free to check it out at your leisure, and be sure to let me know what you think. If you would like to trade cards with me personally, my username is StupendousWave123. If it's your first time using the card trader, be sure to let me know what cards you get in your first pack in the comments down below. I recall receiving both Return of the Jedi Vader and Rey in my first pack, with the characters also having several variations depending on attire and time periods we find them in. Simply follow the link in the description, scroll down just a bit to find the app, download it, and let me know who you get and what you think. Thank you a final time to the Star Wars Card Trader, and let's go ahead and continue with the list. Number 5, Darth Tyrannis. The Jedi Master Dooku was one of the most acclaimed Jedi the Order had ever trained. He was so respected and admired to the point where when the Council received word he had turned to the dark side, the Jedi Master Mace Windu didn't believe it. Dooku's path to the dark side, like many before, stemmed from a place of revenge, as Dooku desired to hunt down the Master of the Sith assassin responsible for killing his longtime friend and former apprentice, Qui-Gon Jinn. However, deep within, Dooku knew this was truly just an excuse he had waited a long time for, as he had grown to despise parts of the Jedi Order and the way it functioned, specifically concerning their disregard of corruption within the Senate. Ultimately, instead of finding the Sith Master, the Sith found him, as not only did Sidious reveal he was the Dark Lord, but also simultaneously revealed to Dooku the level of corruption within the Senate. Although Dooku desired power, his reasoning for embracing the dark side was not totally one made out of ill intent, as Dooku's primary goal was to eliminate the corruption within the Republic by destroying it entirely and establishing one ruling force to govern it. Number 4. Darth Krayt. The son of Han and Leia in Legends, Jacen Solo was a powerful student of his uncle Luke Skywalker. Until his hardship during the Vong War, Jacen was a model Jedi Knight. Unlike many Sith who joined the Order solely for the power they can attain, Krayt believed only by joining the Sith could the galaxy ever achieve peace. After the war with the Yuzhong Vong, Jacen became determined to learn as much about the Force as possible, learning from all aspects of the Force, not just Jedi or Sith in origin. Over his travels, Jacen experienced visions of a divided galaxy ruled by a dark presence he felt one day would arise to burn everything in its path. Jacen had experienced so much pain over the Vong War after being tortured and losing his brother. Jacen appeared to have broken from the inside and lost interest in being ruled by others, instead forcing his power upon others, losing himself in a darkness even his twin could not pull him from. Number 3. Darth Vader. The Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, was always a bit rogue, even as a Jedi, although his heart was mostly in the right place. His lust for power drove him to embrace the dark side, even several times as a Jedi. Anakin, as stated by actor Ian McDiarmid, who depicted the Emperor, said Anakin was a man who was too ambitious and one who did not have enough fear, ironically, an emotion that leads to the dark side. Anakin's path down the dark side stemmed deeply from his inability to accept loss, and tendency to blame himself for consequences beyond his control. Unfortunately for Anakin, he was preyed upon by a powerful Sith Lord, who fed on his negative emotions and unreasonable ambitions. Although as Darth Vader, he would later devote himself fully to the way of the dark side, and power, like many Jedi on this list, his first steps into the darkness began with righteous motives. Number 2. Exar Kun. Exar Kun was a Jedi Knight extremely similar to Anakin Skywalker. He was noticeably more powerful than many of the other Jedi, and held as one of the greatest students of Jedi Master Vodo Sios Boss. As a Jedi, Kun struggled with emotions like anger, and was extremely overconfident. On one day, Kun, when studying Jedi doctrine, came across the forbidden Sith texts. Almost unnaturally enthralled by the teachings, Kun became determined to learn more. Leaving the Jedi momentarily, Kun discovered more of the Sith, and embarked on a journey that would lead him to the tomb of the Sith Lord Freedon Nad. There, Kun released the weakened but still present spirit of Nad, who taught the young Jedi much about the Sith and the dark side. Here, Kun fully gave himself to the darkness that had been festering within him. After leaving the tomb and the planet with Nad, Kun vanquished the spirit of the ancient Sith Lord, discovering a plot on behalf of Nad to possess him. Shortly following, Kun encountered the fallen Jedi Ulic Qel-Droma as the two briefly dueled. Suddenly, the spirit of the Sith Emperor Marka Ragnos appeared and deemed both former Knights of the Order worthy Dark Lords of the Sith. Here, Kun was proclaimed master over Droma and would begin a campaign to rid the galaxy of the Senate and the Jedi Order. Number 1. Darth Trai. Like many, Trai began as a worthy Jedi Master, even being placed in command of the history of the Order. Unfortunately for her, many of her students chose to follow the Jedi Revan into battle following the outbreak of the Mandalorian Wars. Because of this, the Jedi Council deemed Trai a rogue and untrustworthy, and exiled her unjustly from the Jedi Order. For a time, Trai was completely lost, feeling utterly betrayed by the Jedi. Quote, "Know that there was once a Darth Trai, and that she cast aside that role, was exiled, and found a new purpose. But there must always be a Darth Trai, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn." End quote. Trai eventually chose to retrace the steps of Revan, and was led to a Sith Academy, where she again was compelled to look into their long forbidden texts. Believing she had no other place in the galaxy, Trai allowed the darkness to corrupt her, and studied its teachings vigorously, taking the first steps that would result in a great purge of the Jedi Order. So those were 7 powerful Jedi that chose to embrace the dark side of the Force, and the various reasons as to why, in no particular order of course. So who is your favorite former Jedi turned Sith Lord, and what ranking do you place them in? Also, who are some of the former Jedi that I missed? And as a final question, do you believe any of these Jedi's embrace of the dark side was justified? And if so, why? I would really love to hear your opinion on that question. Thanks again to the Star Wars Card Trader for sponsoring this video, and be sure to check them out. If you enjoyed the video and feel it deserves it, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, as it helps the channel out a great deal. If you have any future video suggestions, you can leave them in the comments down below, as I go through them very often. If you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to ensure you stay up to date with everything Star Wars related, from news, theories, and explanation videos. Thanks again so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.